This is a Hot Pie Original.
But I have a fantasy tip for you. Don't draft Cole Beasley. Don't go there. It's just a tip. That's it. Do what you want. You don't know who Cole Beasley is. I know. That's the point. I'm just telling you right now, I would not draft him. There's plenty of other options. And I know you might think, oh, Jeff, man, I've got all these tips. I'm into this thing. You know, you've been studying, doing what you do, you fantasy crackheads. But I'd stay away from that one. Who does this guy think he is? Right? Who does he think he's Tom Brady? I'm predicting this righteous anti-vax rant is not going to end well for him. But for any anti-vaxxer who says, my employer, you better give me my job, you are free. You are free to say, this job is not for me. You're free to walk. Like those nurses in Houston. Your boss said, you need to do this. You need to get the vaccine, show up to work, or you're done. Nobody's taking away your freedom. They sued, they lost. I'm going to predict the same kind of outcome here. What's comical about this is the rant that he is on. Here you go. Buffalo Bills wide receiver Cole Beasley, who played for the Cowboys, who did well for the Cowboys and got paid well by the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Well, he's not Tom Brady. Okay, so settle down, buddy. Settle down. Bills wide receiver Cole Beasley released a statement in response to the sharp backlash he has received on social media, disclosing that he is not vaccinated and pledging to, quote, live my one life like I want to regardless, end quote. Well, you go right ahead. You know, you're not going to put on that helmet, though, Chief. He tweets, I will be outside doing what I do. I will be out in public. If you're scared of me, then steer clear. Yeah, I'll show you. I may die of COVID, but I'd rather die actually living. He went Josie Wales. Look at this guy. What a line. Did he practice this? I may die of COVID, but I'd rather die actually living. Or you could show up to work with the vaccine, something like that. I'm not going to take meds for a leg that isn't broken. I'd rather take my chances with COVID and build up my immunity that way. I'll play for, here's where the screaming sound you're going to hear would be his agent. That's who's screaming right now, who's probably tried to imply to this guy, could you just settle down, Josie Wales? You're not Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. You're Cole Beasley with a mullet, and you're playing in Buffalo, and you're pretty good, so please settle down. Please? The NFL, by the way, like any employer, is well within its right to say, to tackle each other, to spit on each other, to do that stuff. We kind of need you to get vaccinated. They have a right to do that. His own Players Association, in which he pays dues, and he has every right to criticize him. He has every right to walk off the job. He has every right to rant on Twitter. But the employer probably has a very good right to say, get vaccinated. I don't think his quest, just my opinion, this is why I'm predicting fantasy dorks, you may want to leave this one alone. But I don't think this is going to pan out for him. Not only that, he is acting like a full jackass. I will be outside doing what I do. I will be in public. If you're scared of me, then steer clear. Yeah, I'll show you. I may die of COVID, but I'd rather die living. I'm not going to take meds for a leg that isn't broken. I'd rather take my chances with COVID and build up my immunity that way. I'll play for free this year to live life how I've lived it from day one. If I'm forced into retirement, so be it. Man, he's like Braveheart. He's the miniature slot receiver version of Braveheart. Catching passes at 3 yards a clip. My gosh, tough guy. You really got... I'll play for free. It would be so cool if somebody said, you will? Cool. We could use that money for somebody else. All right, let's scratch out that line and put free. Cole Beasley, 3 yards a catch, 70 catches a year for free. Perfect. They don't have to tackle him because he sits down when he catches it. Hey, I'm here with John McClellan, the creator and founder of ATX Hot Sauce. And when I say that you started this, maybe not screwing around in your kitchen, but maybe not that far removed from screwing around in your kitchen. So talk about the creation, the process, the dream that came out of the pandemic.
It's from Austin, from Texas. There's not a lot of hot sauces out there that are actually from here. There's a few great ones too. But, Frank's and Tabasco and some of these other ones, I want something that's Texan like me. It's different. And I think that's what Texas is a little bit about. That's what Austin's about. So that flavor first, without the vinegar, and then going into the heat after that, but not a blow your head off heat. If you notice, a lot of the hot sauces out there that you see are like Da Bomb or Death's Door, right?
Yeah.
And they're just supposed to blow your head off when you do it, when you taste it. Well, that's not the kind of hot sauce that I'm making. I'm making a hot sauce for the everyday person, for the condiment for every single day. And that's why the flavor first, heat second is so important, that you get those flavors, the nuances, whatever food that you're making.
All right, order a box now. It's atxhotsauce.com, atxhotsauce.com. So then he goes on and he takes on his own player, which is well within his rights. I mean, this guy is not going to back away. The policy, which applies to training camp and the preseason, restricts unvaccinated players while allowing vaccinated players to return to near normalcy. Whatever your job is, whether it's serving coffee or playing pro football, is that really that unreasonable? I predicted even in the beginning of COVID, I said the NFL will play. They will play if there are headless bodies. They'll play if there's bodies stacked up in the end zone. They're going to play. And you know what's not going to stop that league? And it's not going to stop the other players and the people those networks and everyone wanting people in the stands. Cole Beasley going Braveheart is not going to stop them. They'll step right on his blonde mullet. He is not big. No one is bigger than the game, and he's sure the hell not bigger than the biggest names in the game. You're a slot receiver in Buffalo. Nobody knows you. Stop it, man. So they let vaccinated players return to normalcy. Unvaccinated players will be required to test for COVID-19 every day and must wear masks throughout the team facility and during travel. They will not. So he can play. He just has to mask up. They will not be allowed to use the sauna and steam rooms, are subject to weight room capacity limits, and may not leave the team hotel to eat in restaurants or interact with anyone outside of the team traveling party during team travel. In other words, mullet, get the vaccine or quit. Okay. You can't, apparently they're not even going to let you play for free, even though you've offered to play for free, Mr. Braveheart. You've offered to play for free, and it's really nice of you to do that. And, we're all going to follow you down the streets, but I don't think you're going to get to play for free. So get vaccinated or quit. The general manager has to call him and say, the head of the Players Association, of which he pays dues, he's mad at them too. You can't make us get the vax. You can't make us get the vax. And the answer is yes, we can. Mullet, slot receiver, 3.6 yards a catch. You know that guy? Unvaccinated players will be required to quarantine after a high-risk exposure to COVID-19, while vaccinated players will not. He tweets, "This is crazy. Did we vote on this? I stay in the hotel. We still have meetings. We all are able to get together. Vaccinated players can go out the hotel and bring COVID back in where I am. So what does it matter if I stay in the hotel now? I'm 100% immune with vaccination. No? Yeah, get the vaccine, jackass. The Players Association is a joke. Call it something different. It's not for the players. It doesn't represent me. Everyone gives me the 98% of people who are vaccinated don't get COVID again. The odds of me getting in the NFL or playing for 10 years are lower than that, and I'm here to tell you about it." The NFLPA, that's the Players Association, is, in his words, a joke. Okay, well, we have our football version of, I don't even know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever her name is. Here we go again. You're well within your rights. No one is making, Joe Biden is not sticking it into your neck. Gates is not chipping Cole Beasley. Maybe he is. I don't know. So that means that the mullet 5'9" guy, slot receiver in Buffalo, who 1 out of 1,000 of you even know who it is right now. No one is stopping this man from earning a living. They're not. I mean, you can rant all he wants about how I beat the odds to get here. Look at me now. And he's pretty rich now. But he is, if this were Tom Brady, look, would Tom Brady get away with it? Probably not. No, in the end, he'd probably get the vaccine. And Brady's pretty nuts and twigs. I mean, if there's anybody that I thought would take the anti-vax approach in that game, it would be Mrs. Brady telling Tom, you're not getting it. They might look the other way for him. They're not looking the other way for the guy with the mullet.